Hello, everyone, and welcome back to IminiWealthTV, your go-to channel for all things finance, savings, and wealth building. I am Lola Owokoniran, your guide on this journey to financial empowerment. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video, I will be sharing with you steps you need to take if you have no savings. So if you're in this space where you have no savings or no backup money in your bank, keep watching. I'll be sharing key tips on actions you can take to help you start to save money or wrap up your savings. Having no savings can be stressful. It can be scary, especially if you have a major financial obligation coming up, or if you have a life situation, a health situation, or any crisis that happens, and you have no savings or money in the bank to solve it. There are a number of reasons why people may not have any savings. It could be that you experienced a financial setback. It could be you've experienced a health setback, a life situation that set you back, or it could have been from money mistakes or poor financial decisions. However, now that you're in this space, it is important to learn lessons from those situations you're coming out of and let go of any judgment, resentment, any form of shame, or whatever you're feeling towards yourself about why you are in this position. It's okay. Life happens, and we find ourselves in a space where we need to rebuild, which is perfectly fine. But make sure to get your head in the game, set the intention that you're going to do what it takes to go from that space of no savings to now having money in the bank. So once you've set that intention, you've learned your lessons from the situation, you have assessed the situation that cost you to come into the space where you have no savings, there are some key things you can be doing. First thing you want to do is to know where you stand. And this means calculating your net worth. This is one action a lot of people do not like to do. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with it. Simply because looking at your net worth, especially if you have a lot of debts, but with no savings, no investment, not enough income, basically means that when you run the numbers, you'll be in the negative. Your numbers will be in the red, right? However, it's like you're trying to get to a destination. You're in the car, you have to tell the car where you are now so it can map out your desired destination. It can get you the direction that you need to go from point A, where you are now, to point B, which is your end destination. That same approach applies to your finances. You have to assess your finances. What does your finances look like? What do they look like? What do your numbers look like? The numbers always tell a story. What do you own versus what do you owe? Your assets versus your liabilities. You want to do this as an individual. You also want to do this as a family unit as well. And you can use that as a foundational point to create your plan for your savings and how you want to approach wrapping up your savings. So knowing where you stand, assessing your net worth, calculating your net worth is a very key important step to achieving savings and money in the bank to help you assess your desired goals. So knowing where you stand is very important. The second thing you want to do is assess your lifestyle. Are you overextended? Is lifestyle creep playing a factor here? Do you need to downsize? A lot of times, a lot of people will find that as their income increases, so do their expenses. They buy nicer cars, move into nicer apartments. They move to more expensive neighborhoods. They take more expensive vacations. They find themselves where they're spending every single penny they earn, and would lead you to no savings. Where are you with your lifestyle? Are there any areas of your life that you need to cut back? Can you get a cheaper apartment? Can you downsize in your car? Are there any items or things, electronics, anything you can sell in your home to make extra money towards your savings or paying down your debts? It is really important to assess your lifestyle so you can know what areas of your life have room for improvement, so you can begin to wrap up your savings. The third important thing you want to do is to set clear goals. How much do you need to save in your emergency funds? How much do you need to save in your sinking funds? For your short-term goal savings, how much do you need? What is the set amount? What do you need that money for, and by when? Timing is very important. Having those clear goals will give you direction and a path to what you need to focus on according to a specific timeline. This way, you know how much time you need to save, and you can break down the numbers to determine how much to set aside on each paycheck to reach those new saving goals. Next, you want to create a budget. A budget also helps you in telling your money what to do, assigning a task to each dollar spent, to each dollar earned. You want to include your saving goals on your budget as a fixed line item, so anytime you get paid, an amount is already set for each of those saving goals. The next thing you want to do is to create your emergency funds. The last thing you want to do is to take on debt or even more debt to get you out of any difficult situation, or even to pay your day-to-day bills. So you definitely want to start building your emergency funds. You can start with a basic emergency fund of $1,000 as a goal. Include that on your budget. $1,000 can cover the most basic emergencies, from buying new tires to getting a home repair done, to buying a plane ticket if you have an emergency trip. This can cover most of those basic emergencies, that $1,000. Create a plan and build it into your budget so you can have some savings set aside for emergencies as your backup plan, and you don't rely on your credit cards, thereby increasing your debts. Tip number 6 is to make a plan to pay off your debts. Again, you want to build your debt repayment into your budget. That should also have its own line on your budget. You know how much you owe. What is the plan to pay it off? Have an amount allocated towards those debts every month, or however or how often you get paid. If possible, pay more than the required minimum and aggressively work towards paying it off, so you can free up that money you're putting towards your debt and redirect it towards your savings. A major reason why you want to aggressively pay off your debt is because the interest rate on debts compounds over time. That means that over time, if you're only paying the minimum balance that you owe, the principal amount is growing. In other words, if you're just paying the required minimum amounts that you owe, that the credit card company is requiring you to pay, over time, because of the interest rate that is compounding on that card, you are going to see an increase in your balance that you actually owe the credit card company. The same with any type of loan as well that has any interest rate attached to it. A car loan, if you have a mortgage, or you have a personal private loan, the same thing applies to it. So it is very important you have this plan in place to pay off your debts and free up that money to put towards your saving goals. A common question I get asked often is, can I save and pay off my debts at the same time? Well, the answer is yes, but you have to do it strategically. The first part of it is getting an emergency fund in place. Remember that $1,000 that I mentioned earlier? Yes, getting that $1,000 savings in place by including that in your budget and setting money aside monthly until you reach that $1,000 is very critical to this strategy. The second saving category will be saving for your retirement. If your employer offers you a free match, I would definitely encourage you to contribute enough money to end the entire match. Hey, it's free money. So do what you are required to do to earn that free match. So that is you putting aside money for your future self. Your retirement is paying your future self. Trust me, your future self would thank you for this. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to your retirement, no one is going to create a plan for you. So you want to have a plan in place. And if your employer does not offer you a retirement, if you're self-employed, a business owner, a contractor, or you want to boost your retirement savings, there are other retirement savings options. You can start small today with as little as 5 to 15% of your paycheck. For more information, please contact us at IminiWealth Group to assist you with other options which you can begin today. Our contact information is in the video description below. So you have those two saving categories, your emergency funds and your retirement savings. And you want to also focus on paying more than the required minimum on your debts in order to aggressively pay them off. So this is one way you can save and pay down your debts at the same time. And finally, it's okay to start small and start as soon as possible, as soon as you can. You want to build up the habits and consistency of saving money. If you have $5 to save this week, save it. Save it this week, and then next week and the following week. Habits and consistency are the key to building up your savings, either for short-term goals, emergency funds, retirement savings, college planning, any form of savings you have in mind. As you make saving money a consistent part of your life, it will get easier. It gets easier as you experience increase in income. It becomes part and parcel of you. And you start to think about ways to earn more money so you can increase your savings, you can increase your funds you're putting aside for either short-term goals or long-term goals, and even look into investments. Even if you start small, it's okay. A lot of people write off savings because they feel like they're not earning enough money, or they have so many bills they can't afford to save the money. But if you can find a couple of dollars here and there each and every time you get paid or earn money, you can start saving today. Thank you for tuning in to IminiWealthTV today. If you found this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video. As always, we are here to help you stay financially empowered. Thank you, and see you in the next segment. Bye for now.